Assalamu alaikum dear students, I am Farooq Abdullah with History of English Literature and we are studying about Romantic Age, and today we are going to talk about prominent writers of Romantic Age. Dear students, every age in English literature has got its particular flavor. Every age in English literature has got its particular taste. If one age is rich in the genre of prose, the other age is rich in the genre of novel. As far as Romantic Age is concerned, Romantic Age is rich in the genre of poetry. So first we are going to talk about the poets of Romantic Age. Poets of Romantic Age are classified into three distinct groups: Lake Group, Scott Group and Young Group. Lake Group includes William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge and Robert Southey. Scott Group includes Sir Walter Scott, Thomas Moore and Campbell. And Young Group includes P.B. Shelley, Lord Byron and John Keats. So first we are going to talk about lake poets. Why are these called lake poets? These are called lake poets because they had spent some of their time in Lake District. That's why they are called lake poets. William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge and Robert Southey. Only William Wordsworth was born in Lake District. The other two poets like Southey and Coleridge, they had spent a shorter or longer period of their life in Lake District. So they are also called lake poets. And you are very much familiar with Lake District as well, because you have heard about Lake District, you have read about Lake District. Where have you read about it? Yes, of course, in your second year syllabus, Goodbye Mr. Chips, you have read about it that Mr. Chips visited Lake District and there he met with Catherine Bridges. So we are going to talk about same Lake District. So out of these Lake District poets, or out of these lake poets, first we'll talk about William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is the originator of Romantic poetry in English literature along with S.T. Coleridge. William Wordsworth visited France in 1790 and there he got under the influence of French Revolution. He was really very much impressed by French Revolution, and when he came back in England he defended French Revolution. But in a later period of his life, when he witnessed the tyrant rule of Napoleon at that time, he came to realize that he was wrong. So he was disillusioned from French Revolution in his later period of life. William Wordsworth is said to be the poet of nature. You people have been studying him, from your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th classes. William Wordsworth believed that man has inborn harmony with nature. So when man spends his time in the lap of nature, he becomes, happy. His life becomes comfortable for him if he spends maximum of his time in the lap of nature. His famous poems and odes are to Milton, to Westminster Bridge, Ode to Divity and Intimations of Immortality. So in all these poems, he talks about nature, he talks about man's harmony with nature. William Wordsworth had become poet laureate in 1843 and he died in 1850. So this is something very interesting to note, that William Wordsworth didn't produce the work of first rank, first magnitude in later phase of his life. All his imaginative work is, has been composed in his earlier period of life. He didn't produce the work of high imagination in his later phase of life. Second poet in Lake Group is S.T. Coleridge. As William Wordsworth talks about natural world, as William Wordsworth talks about the beauty of natural world, S.T. Coleridge talks about the beauty of supernatural world. He takes his reader away from this world of reality. He takes his reader away from this world of turmoils, tribulations, world of misery, and he takes his reader towards the world of imagination, where there are fairies, where there are cascades, where there is beauty, where there is comfort, where there is solace. So William St. Coleridge had become opium addicted in his later phase of life. There is an ode of St. Coleridge, Dejection, an ode, in which he talks about his art, even that he is losing his vigor, he is losing his faculties, he is losing his potencies, and that opium addiction was his drawback. His best known poems are Kubla Khan, Christabel, and Rime of Ancient Mariner. These are actually the best examples of supernatural poetry. These are the best examples of the manifestation of a supernatural world, an unseen world. Third poet in Lake Group is Robert Southey. Robert Southey was poet laureate from 1813 to 1843, and Robert Southey has been criticized by Lord Byron. Southey was also influenced by French Revolution, and he was also disillusioned like St. Coleridge and William Wordsworth when they saw the tyrant rule of Napoleon. Talking about the second group, the Scott group, that includes Sir Walter Scott, Campbell, and Thomas Moore. Walter Scott is more famous. He was a poet as well as he was a novelist as well. And let me make it clear that this was Sir Walter Scott who made romantic poetry popular in England. And his poem like Lady of the Lake, this poem was more popular than the poetry of St. Coleridge and William Wordsworth. The third group that we are going to talk about is a young group, John Keats, P.B. Shelley, and Lord Byron. This group is called young group because these poets died in their young age. Shelley died in the age of 30, Byron died in the age of 36, and John Keats died in the age of 25. So these poets were less national as compared to the poets of earlier generation. P.B. Shelley and Lord Byron, they composed their best poetry when they were in Italy. They were not in England. Talking about Lord Byron belonged to aristocratic family, and his work Childe Harold Pilgrimage made him very much popular, and he himself admits it that one morning I woke up and I found myself famous. And he's also called as a romantic paradox because he criticized and he satirized his own contemporaries in his work, the English bards and Scottish reviewers. And the second name in young group is P.B. Shelley. P.B. Shelley was a dreamer. He was a prophet of hope. He was a prophet of optimism. He was a great poet and he gave lyrical quality to English poetry, ode to Skylark, ode to West Wind. And let me tell you that if William Wordsworth was describing the beauty of nature, he was not becoming the part of nature. As far as Shelley is concerned, when he describes the beauty of nature, he himself becomes the part of nature. When he talks about skylark, he himself becomes a skylark. When he talks about cloud, he himself becomes a cloud. And his work Revolt of Islam is also quite famous in English literature. P.B. Shelley talks about the spiritual beauty. The third poet in young group is of course John Keats, who died at the age of 25. John Keats is said to be the pure poet because he composed poetry for the sake of poetry. And he's also called as an escapist because he escapes from this world of reality and he, takes shelter in the world of imagination. He was interested in Greek mythology and he appreciated physical and sensual beauty. He talked about the permanence of art. For example, in his ode to Grecian Urn, he speaks about the permanence of art. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye self pipes play on. play on not to the sensual ear but most endeared. Apart from the poetry, Romantic Age has got three important prose writers as well: Charles Lamb, Thomas De Quincey, and William Hazlitt. These are important prose writers as well in Romantic Age. And talking about the novelists of Romantic Age, there are two big names: Sir Walter Scott and Jane Austen. Sir Walter Scott, as I have told you, that he was a poet as well as a novelist. Walter Scott wrote historical novels, and he is the greatest historical novel writer in English literature. And Jane Austen, her work is called 6 Inches of Ivory because she wrote 6 novels of first magnitude. For example, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Mansfield Park, etc. She was the daughter of a priest and she remained confined to her 4 walls, and her novels are actually the depiction of domestic life. Her novels are depiction of everyday life. She painted the life as she saw it out in front of her. And that's all here for now. See you in next lecture, inshallah. Stay tuned, stay happy. Thank you.